Sup YouTube? Today I want to bring you my opinions on the Dewalt Tracksaw versus the Festool Tracksaw debate that goes on over the internet, whether you're on YouTube or different woodworking forums. Now, before we start off, I want to say I think the Festool probably is the better tool, but as you can see, I definitely got the Dewalt here. But why I think the Festool is better is the track for the Festool is definitely, it's a lot more sturdy than what they give you with the Dewalt here, and the cutting blade of the Festool is definitely superior, no doubt about that. But when it comes to some of these other bullshit reasons people come up with in their reviews of why the Festool is better, those two, in my opinion, are the only two reasons why you would go with the Festool over the Dewalt. A lot of guys, like some of the negative reviews that you always see about the Dewalt here, is that the plastic is inferior and it just sucks compared to the Festool, which I don't know about this. If you've ever owned a Dewalt tool, this plastic is comparable to any other Festool or any other Dewalt tool that I own. And from holding and fondling the Festool one in the store, it's, I don't know. I don't see how they can say that the Festool plastic is any better than, or even the metal parts of it are any better on the Festool versus the Dewalt here. Then the obvious choice people go for is they always say the Festool has more power. Well, it has a bigger freaking blade. Of course it's going to have more power. It's got to push that bigger blade through wood. So in my opinion, just because it has more power really doesn't mean anything, because it's got to push that bigger blade through. And then they kind of hit on this a little bit because this is a heavier tool, which I don't know. I mean, whatever these people doing it, carrying it cross country through the woods or something. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like that this is heavier personally. I mean, just because of the track being a little bit more flimsy, I like that weight they're holding the track down onto the wood personally. But each is their own. I mean, I don't think the weight of this isn't that much more than the Festool, in my opinion. And then the biggest one that always gets me is they always say that Festool is a more professional tool than the Dewalt, which I don't know. What do they mean by that? I mean, you got to keep in mind that this is basically a circular saw on a track. I mean, people think that they're going to get table saw quality out of these tools, which you probably could until the blades start to get a little dull on you, in which case you're dealing with the same issues you're going to be dealing with any other circular saw, and you're going to have to deal with them accordingly. I mean, I'm sure this system on both of them, where the zero clearance type setup, will help you for a certain amount of time, but in the end it's not going to put out like a table saw would, or the professional version of like a system like this, I would say, is a panel saw. Because if you're going to be cranking out panels like crazy, you're not going to use tools like this to do it. This is, both the Festool and the Dewalt are for the home user or the very, very, very small shop. And it's just laughable that, I don't know, to me, that they would say, because I'm a professional woodworker, and personally I wouldn't use either one of these tools for my day job. But for home here, this will be fine. And plus, if you look at the name recognition alone and how each company market itself to, I mean, Festool only markets itself to the weekend warrior, weekend woodworker type of person. I mean, you don't really ever you see them in some industry type magazines, but not a whole lot. And like I said, and I think the only reason why they're in there, they're marketing themselves to the very, very small shop that can't afford like the panel saws. You have Dewalt here. I mean, Dewalt, it's a huge company with a huge name. I mean, I think more contractors and stuff are going to recognize the Dewalt name before they'll ever recognize the Festool name, in my opinion. So if you're going to get into this Dewalt versus Festool or Makita, there's a Makita version that I think I would personally like to go with the Makita version over this. I think it has a few more options, but you can't find that tool anywhere. So that's kind of why I ended up going Dewalt versus Makita. But in my opinion, well, Dewalt and Makita are pretty much on par with each other as far as quality. For just my experience with other tools that I've owned from those companies. Yeah, but that's my opinions of it. I'll probably do another review after I've actually used this thing. Maybe I'll put it. I have a Makita circular saw. Maybe I'll do a comparison versus the two, see what I like. And you might be thinking, well, if he's got a Makita circular saw, why do you get this? And like, I wanted the ability to do cabinetry at home, and having a good setup like this allows you to do it. And I don't really have a good table saw. I have a contractor type table saw, and it sucks trying to run big panels through it. So that's pretty much why I bought this. Because I mean, even this setup I paid like $600 for, which is cheaper than, like, if you go full out with the Makita setup. I mean, you're gonna probably pay like $2,200, maybe even $25 if you want to get like, because you're gonna want to get like a couple blades. I mean, why would you go with the saw and not get their vacuum setup that they have? I mean, once you start getting into the Festool system, you might as well go all out into the Festool system, and I don't know, you're dropping a lot of bucks in my opinion to go that route, and I don't know if it's all that money's worth it for what this really is what I'm trying to get at. So kind of keep that in mind when you watch all these other reviews. Out.